Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview, Book of Job, Chapter 7. Let's get started now. The Book of Job, Chapter 7, continues with Job's lament over his suffering. In this chapter, he expresses his frustration and despair over the fleeting nature of life and the seeming pointlessness of his suffering. Job begins by comparing his life to a hired worker, toiling in the heat of the day with no hope of reward. He laments that his nights are filled with restlessness and his days with pain, and wonders why God would allow him to suffer so greatly. Job then goes on to compare his life to a shadow, a vapor that quickly disappears. He questions the value of life and the purpose of his suffering, wondering why God would create humanity only to subject them to such pain and hardship. While Job's words express the depth of his despair, they also reveal a struggle to understand the nature of suffering and the purposes of God. Job is grappling with the age-old question of why bad things happen to good people, and is struggling to find meaning and purpose in the midst of his pain. In response to Job's cries, his friend Eliphaz speaks up, offering a rebuke and a challenge to Job's despair. Eliphaz suggests that Job's suffering must be a result of his own sin or disobedience, and encourages him to confess and turn back to God. However, Eliphaz's words miss the mark in several ways. First, they assume that Job's suffering is a result of his own wrongdoing, when in fact the Bible teaches that suffering can have a variety of causes, including the greater purposes of God. Second, Eliphaz's words fail to acknowledge the depth of Job's pain and suffering. Rather than offering comfort or compassion, he offers a rebuke that only serves to deepen Job's despair. Despite these limitations, the Book of Job, Chapter 7, offers valuable lessons and insights into the human experience of suffering. Job's cries of despair remind us that suffering can be overwhelming and that we may struggle to understand God's ways in the midst of our pain. At the same time, the Book of Job, Chapter 7, offers a challenge to our faith and trust in God. While we may not always understand why we are experiencing suffering or hardship, we can trust in God's goodness and sovereignty. As Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." In day-to-day life, we can apply the teachings of the Book of Job, Chapter 7, by turning to God in times of despair and seeking His comfort and guidance. We can trust in His goodness and sovereignty, even when we may not understand His ways or purposes. Furthermore, the Book of Job, Chapter 7, offers a reminder of the importance of empathy and compassion in our interactions with those who are suffering. Rather than offering rebuke or judgment, we can seek to understand and support those who are struggling, offering comfort and compassion as they navigate their pain and difficulties. In conclusion, the Book of Job, Chapter 7, offers us valuable insights and lessons into the human experience of suffering. May we turn to God in times of despair, trusting in His goodness and sovereignty even in the midst of our pain. And may we seek to offer empathy and compassion to those who are struggling, pointing them towards the hope and comfort that can be found in Christ. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.